Welcome back. Well, it's the first full trading week of October, and we're going to get a check on the markets now. We have John McQuarrie giving us the details right there. And Ini, I know it's raining out there. It's a rainy
it's
trading
really heavy
day
on this side of town at this time.
Yeah, it's quite
But it hasn't stopped the market.
No, it's not stopped the bulls from trying to gain control of the market. So, but it depends. This might switch before the end of trade.
I hope not. I hope not, Laddie, because last week we started. I think we started with 98, or we cut. Yeah, we started with 98.
Yeah, 98,000
last week. But in the middle of the week, we lost to the 98,000 level, and we stayed on 97 to the close of. So even with intraday gains, we are still below 98,000.
Right.
And this is a market that's done more than 100. So. We still have
fingers crossed if we get back above 100,000 in the shortest time.
Hopefully,
still early days for Q4.
Yeah, so that's it. Good afternoon, everyone. Looking at the markets, we see the NGX is green, but not as green as we would have loved for it to be, because we're still below the 98,000. Now, still staying in Nigeria, let's look at what's going on in other markets. One market that seems to has always been receiving a lot of attention, still receiving a lot of attention, is the money market, the FX market. And we know that late last week, there was that circular from the Central Bank of Nigeria saying that now the CBN will implement electronic foreign exchange matching system. EFMs, FMs. I mean, let's try to understand what this is about, how it will affect, of course, the value of Naira. And Laddie was having a conversation on the telecoms industry and what FX has done, not just to Nigeria, but a lot of African countries. And so we see a lot of attention being given to that market to see how it can be best managed. Let's talk to Bosun Bembe now. He's an FX dealer, fixed income dealer at Access Bank. Hi, Bosun. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. So now we have NAFEM, we have NAFEX. Is it NFEM? Is it EFEM? Now, how do you call this one now?
At least what we have is we have the foreign exchange market. So it's all those ones just to make nature. And what you mentioned last week, that was a circular from the CBN talking about the introduction of the electronic foreign exchange matching system. So the objective is to ensure openness and clarity in terms of the bidder spread. So the way the stock market works currently, whereby if you want to buy, you can see the offer, you can see the people, the level at which they want to buy, you can see the level at which they want to sell. So that could actually guide the rate at which you will buy. So I think that is what CBN is trying to do, and what they want to do now is to start with the interbank market, whereby currently where the banks trade on Reuters, but CBN is trying to move to Bloomberg. So you see banks will be able to quote two-way, so they will show where they are willing to buy, where they are willing to sell. So that gives a clarity as to where, if CBN wants to come to the market, where CBN can sell. I think it's going to be a good one. However, the bone of contention is still the liquidity, which has to improve. And what will bring this improvement in liquidity is the confidence which the CBN has been trying to build back from the foreign portfolio investor. Thankfully, last week we saw some flows that came in because CBN did a lot of homo auction last week. The yield was as the stop rate in terms of discount rate was about 24.3. So 24.3, that's about 32.15 or thereabout yield. So which business can somebody do and make a 2.15% return? So we saw a lot of flows from the foreign portfolio investors coming to the market to come and invest. So as a result of that, the rate started gaining last week. So we saw the rate appreciated significantly. Even today, we've seen a lot of offers at 16.15 to 16.30. So I think by the time this comes, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some people I've spoken with who say this is just a temporal gain. On the one hand, of course, we need to improve our source of FX. That's the long-term solution. But also, we see interventions from the central bank but we do not understand the pattern, and that also seems to be bringing some kind of uncertainty into the market, which is affecting price at the end of the day. I wonder if you have heard about the impact of the uncertainty in when the central bank would or is expected to intervene in the market. All right, it does seem like we lost Bosso Bembe there. It would be good because these are some of the issues, I mean, at least top on the list, on the surface, affecting the movement of the value of the Naira. But of course, the end of the day is to produce more, have more exports so we can have more. So let's go to other markets now. I wish we could go back to the African market. We just did Nigeria. Thank you so much. So that's Egypt. Egypt's intraday, we see 0.94% in the green at 30,2017, while NSC, that's the Nairobi Stock Exchange, this is Friday's close, 108.31, also in the green. They closed in the green, 0.16%. Let's move over to other markets now and see, I think we have the Middle East, Dubai, in the red at this time at 4,372. And then for Abu Dhabi, also in the red, almost 0.5% in the red. Let's see other parts of Middle East. Tadawul and Qatar are on the flip side. We see more than 1% for Tadawul, and Qatar is 0.27% in the green. I believe we have Bosun back now. Bosun, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
yes.
Great. We lost you for a bit. Now, I just wanted to know the issue of uncertainty as to the pattern of intervention or the timing of the intervention of the central bank. Some analysts say this is also a factor that's driving the value of the Naira down one way or the other. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, I think I share a similar view. And with this introduction of this EFM, which is the electronic matching system, in which CBN is able to see the bid and the different orders from different counterparties. So it will help CBN to know when they come into the market to intervene. So like you said, currently CBN can just look at, okay, the rate is going up, the CBN coming into the market to say. So but the way it's going to work now, you know, the way the stock work is, so the CBN, when CBN sees, okay, there are a lot of orders, CBN will start selling, they will sell to the highest bid. So that's the way they will do the matching. So they will match you based on your rate. So I think the introduction of this matching system, it will help the intervention from CBN to help them to know when to come into the market to intervene, because they're a key player in the market.
All right, thank you so much, Bosso Bembe, for that. Hopefully, we'll see more certainty and a more steady value in the steady value in the price of the Naira at the end of the day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's look at other markets now. We're from the Middle East. I think we're going to the United States now, where we see a lot of red. An impressive jobs data we saw on Friday from the United States, but it seems like perhaps the effect has waned off. So we see that we are back in the red market. So stock futures slipped on Monday. The Dow Jones down almost 0.5%. S&P down 0.5%. NASDAQ more than 0.5% at intraday. We also saw separately that shares of video gaming company Nintendo climbed on the flip side, but I guess not enough to move the market. And that's after Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund was reported to be considering raising its stake in the company of Nintendo over there. So still talking about the U.S., the move in the futures comes after that bumpy week for stocks and saw a major average grind in the gains. And it's the fourth winning week in a row of all averages, helped by stronger than expected jobs data. I think it was about 254,000 jobs that we're seeing created, much higher than were expected. Let's see the other markets. Also, I think that will be Asia. Nikkei looking so good, 1.80. Now at 39, had a quick movement right there. So from, I think it's about 37 now to 39, heading to 40, hopefully in a short while. Kospi also looking very green right there, as well as Hang Seng Index 1.60 is also up now. We see other markets at this time. We see Shanghai in the green, really big move right there, 8.06%, 336. And then Nifty of India is like the opposite side, is the only one in the red in that Asian market. So, Ladi, we see that the jobs data, it's good news, but it's driven some red into the U.S. market. But we see the news coming from Saudi Arabia to invest in Nintendo and all of that is driving the Asia market to the flip side, a good one for this time. But obviously, we do not know how long this good will be here. Can you imagine a market moving 8%? Big move there,
very big move. 8%. And I guess now investors are shifting focus. It's back again to inflation. Everyone wants to know what's inflation look like in September, you know, now that we're entering October. And this week we're going to hear from the U.S. For their September inflation. That's for Thursday. So I'm guessing we might be expecting
and then we'll be waiting again to see what the Federal Reserve will do.
Exactly.
After we've seen these great numbers from the jobs market and everything.
With that big 50 basis points cut. And now we're going to also see minutes, because it's not about what the central bank does. It's about what they're planning to do, you know, going forward. That's what's going to rock market.
That's the body language, I think. That's
exactly. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Ini, for giving us those details there. But